Hi, I'm Todd Smith. I'm a partner at Dana Whiting Law, and I'm here today joined with Hallie Tessendorf.
Hi.
Hallie's an estate planning attorney at our firm, and I have to say she is an excellent estate planning attorney. I have some specific questions for her to get her unique perspective as a woman estate planner to talk about the clients that come in that are women and what the unique issues that they might be facing when they come in. So I guess my first question is just a broad question, just what usually is a unique issue from your perspective that you have to address when you're talking to a woman who's a client?
I actually really enjoy when I have the opportunity to meet with a client who's a woman, and maybe it's just the two of us because we can really connect on a personal level. Often we talk about our kids or our hobbies or our pets, something like that. But I think that estate planning issues between men and women can be very similar. When I'm meeting with clients, and one of the first things they often say to me is that they're concerned about their kids or their family. So a mom comes in and she says, it's just really important to me to make sure that my kids are taken care of, or that I know there's somebody who can help them through if something happens to me. So they come in with that concern of, I just want my family to be okay. So we work through what are the ways that I can just make sure that you have peace of mind and that your kids are involved in the process so that they know what's to be expected, and they can step alongside mom as she's, working through who's the right person to help make decisions if I need help with my finances, who's the right person to help make decisions if I need help with my healthcare. So I think that that's one of the unique things, is kind of just the goal can be to make sure that people are cared for. That's one of them.
Another thing that I was wondering, just because with all clients, whether a man or a woman, sometimes I'm talking to them and they don't know what they don't know. So they're not even asking, they don't know the question to ask. And so my experience of doing estate planning that I bring to the table, I can point out and they realize, oh, that's an important question. And it's me that had to bring it up. Now, I guess I'm wondering when we're talking about a woman client, are there assumptions? I guess this is a two-sided question. Are there assumptions that we can safely make about a woman that's coming in to do estate planning? And then on the flip side of that, are there assumptions that we should never make when we're talking to a woman that's coming in to talk about estate planning?
Yeah. We'll start with, are there assumptions we shouldn't make? And in all of the clients that I've met with over the last 10 years, I'm continually just impressed by the women that I meet. And I think we used to make assumptions that maybe they didn't know what the finances were, or they didn't know kind of how to manage things on their own, and that's not the case. So I think the assumptions we shouldn't make is coming in thinking that if there's a couple, that the man is the one that's managing the finances and the woman is the one at home. That's not okay. We don't make that assumption. And when we change that and we think, okay, in this partnership or this woman, what are her concerns? It's most often, I want to make sure that I have what I need to be successful and to be cared, to have enough into my retirement and beyond. And I want to make sure that I've made a plan so that I'm not out of the blue, now I have a big issue. So I think that that's the most common assumption you can make. It's just that when somebody's coming in to see us, she's really concerned with making sure that everything is as much in order as possible to make it easy for her family and to give her peace of mind.
I guess one assumption that I've made, when I'm in a consultation with a married couple, often in estate planning, we're talking about planning for what happens when the first of us dies versus what happens when we both die. And sometimes I make the statement kind of as a joke, but statistically, when we talk about what happens when the first of us dies, I'm assuming that the husband's going to die first. And when I'm talking about the survivor, I'm talking to the wife. Talk about whether that's a safe assumption, whether I should even make that joke. Is there perspective there from your end on that?
I think that that's actually a good conversation to have with clients, because it's not, it opens the door in a more light way about what do I want to happen if I pass. And I do think statistically that a female is going to live longer than her husband. A woman will live longer than her husband. But I do know that she's going to have some different concerns than he will if one of the spouses passes first. One of them I see more frequently is, well, if if I pass away first, I want to make sure that my kids are taken care of. I want to make sure that my kids aren't disinherited if my husband remarries. And so most of the women will come in and say, I'm not planning on getting married again. But sometimes a man might say, you know what, I still need somebody to help care for me. So I do think that a woman needs to think through some of those things first. But on the flip side, if a woman's the surviving spouse, this is a great process to go through to say, I need to understand your side of what you take care of in this family, and the husband needs to understand what the wife takes care of so that neither of them are in the dark if something happens to one or the other.
And I'm always reminded, you know, as attorneys, as estate planning attorneys, we're counselors. And so from a certain perspective, when you're in a conversation with a husband and wife about estate planning, you are providing counsel. And I appreciate the counsel you've provided me today.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Hallie.